Okay, in our Vidant Spotlight today, we got Scottie Gaskins, who's one of the senior administrators at Vidant Health with us this morning, and we're going to talk about end-of-life issues, which are very difficult to talk about. People don't like to talk about it, but, you must. You should. You have to. Because, I'm not, here's the question. Would your family doctor or your family know what your health care choices are and what choices you've made if the time comes, and we never know when that moment is going to be? So Scottie Gaskins is here to talk about that. Good morning, Scottie.
Good morning. Thanks for having me
Good to see you.
morning.
How you doing?
Good.
All right, let's talk about end-of-life issues. I know that Vidant Health does a great job of this. I went through this years ago with my uncle and my aunt, who I was one of the closest relatives, kind of handling some of their affairs. And I was very impressed with the way Vidant Health helps with this, but people need to do some planning, don't they?
Absolutely. And they often say it always seems too early until it's too late. So there's no time like the present to go ahead and do some advanced planning. So Vidant Health, we actually have some dedicated resources that are out in our communities helping people complete advanced directives, hopefully long before they need them. This is the time for all adults to think ahead. And so we actually host free educational seminars and clinics year-round to help people complete advanced directives like living wills and healthcare power of attorneys.
How do you find it? I'm impressed that Vidant goes out into the communities and does these free events for people. How do you find out when there's going to be one, and how do you sign up for them?
Great. We have a website, our VidantHealth.com website, but we actually have dedicated pages, VidantHealth.com/advanced care, where you can go online and find all of our upcoming events all over Eastern North Carolina. But we also have resources that can go out into your churches, meet with your book clubs, your social groups, that type of thing, and come and do it as a group. So,
whose responsibility is it? Is it the family? Is it the aging person themselves? I mean, here's the thing: when the time comes and that person's not able to communicate their wishes or communicate, what their care plans, what they want, it's too late, right? So, who should take charge of this?
Well, hopefully every individual will take charge of their own decisions and go ahead and get them documented in a legal, executed healthcare power of attorney, one, to make sure that they have designated who they want to make decisions for them if they reach a point that they're no longer able to do that themselves. The other part is a living will, and that is where you can actually specify some of your preferences for care, whether or not you would want to be on a ventilator, whether or not you would want, ever to have artificial nutrition or hydration, those types of things. You would spell that out in a living will. It's most important, though, to get a healthcare power of attorney. At minimum, spell out who you want to make decisions for you in the event that you are incapacitated and can't make the decisions for yourself. So we really want all adults to do this while they're healthy and well. And then it's good to revisit it periodically because, as your health changes, or like you have exposure to, other people's experiences, it may influence your decisions. You might want to make some adjustments to, what you've put on paper. So once you've done all this, and again, I hear the term advanced directive. Is that what this is, like a living will, a plan? What is an advanced directive? Sure. The most common forms of an advanced directive are the two things I just mentioned: a healthcare power of attorney, and that is only indicating who would make health care decisions for you if you were unable to make them for yourself. And keep in mind, two doctors have to indicate and agree if you are unable to make decisions for yourself. So that document only comes into play when you cannot communicate your own decisions. The second one is that living will. So those are the most common. There are other types of documents too, though. For example, if you have an advanced illness and you are progressing along, you may consider something like a DNR. You may hear that term.
Do not
resuscitate. That's right. So, someone may make that choice, or a MOST form. That is a medical orders for scope of treatment that could include a DNR, but could go into some more details about the types of things you do or do not want. But both of those are actually physician orders. Your doctor has to sit down with you and fill those out as an order. And then those are portable. You carry them with you. They keep them with you at all times.
Hey, I also wanted to ask you, in making an appointment with your doctor, and you want to talk about advanced planning and advanced directive and all that, does Medicare pay for any of that?
You know, I'm glad you asked. Just last year, Medicare added an additional benefit that does cover advanced care planning visits with your provider, and that is brand new. Blue Cross Blue Shield is now actually also covering some of those visits, and so I'm glad to see other payers are following suit, because this is such an important conversation. One, to have with your family. You know, your family and the people closest to you need to know what decisions you would want. But it is also important that you have these conversations with your providers, the people that are caring for you. So one day when that time comes, your family and your providers can sit around the table and make the right decisions for you. So yes, Medicare is covering these.
Great.
There's actually no co-insurance involved with the Medicare visit when it's part of your annual wellness visit.
Great. Okay.
Outside of that, there is at least a co-insurance, but it's still a wonderful opportunity for providers to be able to spend more time with you talking about these important issues.
Once all this is done, the hospital really needs to have a copy of
The hospital, and once it's in our Vidant health record, it will actually be available through all of our hospitals and physician practices.
Throughout Eastern North Carolina. Yeah. Scottie Gaskins, Senior Administrator with Vidant Health, talking about advanced caring and advanced planning for your family. Great to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Nice to see you. Good to see you.